welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show where deceit and dishonesty is applauded and rewarded. On David Mitchell's team tonight, a woman with a thing for athletic men and sporting talent. Look out, David, it's sports presenter Gabby Logan. And an actor and writer who created the series Outnumbered, a sitcom about living with unruly juveniles. So he'll be right at home tonight. It's Andy Hamilton. Over on Lee Mack's team tonight, she's been in countless fights, been kidnapped by her own husband and had an affair with her GP. And that was just on the way here tonight. All the way from Albert Square, EastEnders, Diane Parish. And the doctor who pokes and prods the patients on his TV show Embarrassing Bodies. Forgive me if I don't shake hands. It's Dr. Christian Jessen. And so we begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've no idea what they'll be faced with. And it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Now, Gabby, you're first up tonight. Off you go.
When I want to remember something late at night, instead of writing it down, I just grab an object from my bedside table and throw it across the room.
There we are. Lee, what do you think?
So what's the theory behind that?
Well, I think that if I throw it in the morning, I'll remember what it was that I was trying to remember.
So, for example, if you were lying in bed and you were thinking, I must remember tomorrow to pick up the pillow, you'd get the pillow, you'd throw it...
Have you experimented with slightly easier techniques of remembering stuff, like pen and paper, maybe?
It is quite odd to throw things, but actually, in a way, having a pen and paper next to your bed, I would say is odder. I'd be more freaked out like it was some sort of marking system.
Is that why there's pen and paper next to the beds in hotels? It's in case people want to mark each other.
It's not just for countdown, David. When was the last time you did it?
Do you remember?
No, I was just...
Sorry, what was that?
That was an odd moment, wasn't it?
First of all, we're trying to work out which of the two of you she's looking at. If indeed, was it both?
What happened there is I considered saying something and then stopped myself. I thought before anyone had noticed I'd considered saying something.
And I, comedic effect, pretended that we were sleeping together.
Yeah.
Trust me, we knew it was for comedic effect.
Yeah. It's the only reason anyone ever does sleep with me.
Time that I did it was to remember, I think I hadn't done my kids' school lunch boxes, so it was to remember to do their lunch boxes.
Right.
Does it have to be something related? So if it's to remember to book a taxi, do you throw a model taxi onto the floor? Is it something that will there be a clue? Will the clue be there as we go through?
The clue is when
I'm doing David Frost.
Somehow, when I trip over them in the morning, it just immediately triggers.
So, Lee, what's it going to be?
I think it's a 50-50 one, this.
Wow.
Oh,
50-50.
no. Sorry.
What would your percentage balance be?
I think 100% it's a lie.
That's a big call.
Which way are you leaning, Christian?
Oh.
Oh, for heaven's sake, please, must this be a festival of smut?
I suspect it's probably true.
I think I'm going to lean more towards Christian and say that is true.
You're saying true. OK, Gabby, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling the truth.
Yes, it's true. Whenever Gabby wants to remember something late at night, she grabs an object from her bedside table and she throws it across the room. Andy, you're next.
I used to write and hand in homework for an imaginary classmate.
So, you used to do homework for an imaginary classmate and hand it in to the teacher?
Yeah.
For a pupil that he didn't have because they were imaginary?
That's right. It was a collective effort.
Who was the group of collectives?
It was the class.
Are they real friends, the class, or are they...?
Yeah, with names and everything. Real
Did he
people.
have a name? What was his name?
He must have had a name, but I can't remember what the name was. one of our class was quite enterprising. This teacher was new. He was a French teacher. He came in and he read the register, and one kid went, "Oh, sir, you've missed out," I don't know, call him Fisher for narrative purposes. Yeah. And so this guy wrote in an additional name in his register.
And then you kept the pretence of this boy up by doing his homework for him and handing it in?
Yeah.
And just out of interest, this teacher, when he handed the homework back, did he come up to you and go, "Give that to Fisher"?
Well, that would have been a problem.
Right.
But he wasn't a great teacher. He couldn't remember my name. I sat near the window, so he called me Windows.
Was he a French teacher, did you say?
Yeah.
He didn't call you Windows, then?
Well, he did. He didn't call me Fenêtre, he called me Windows.
Often the very best French teachers speak English as well.
Yeah.
Who sit his exams for him, though? You couldn't sit his exam papers.
He was off sick quite a lot.
Oh, right. So at which point did you own up and say, "Look, sir, Fisher..."
Yeah,
We've killed Fisher. He was doing too well. We were so envious.
He never found out, and the school decided to let him go. So, as I recall, came in and ticked us off and said that he wasn't prepared to tolerate fictional children at his school. I think that's what he said.
So, Lee Mack, what are you thinking?
I can't believe it, because I just don't think kids would create that much work for themselves.
There's a lot of factors that have to be true here. There has to be. They all get together and agree to do it. Yeah. We have to believe the teacher never looks up during the register.
Yeah.
And that
Well,
no one
Fisher was off a lot. Fisher wasn't there every morning.
Fisher was never there, Andy.
Andy, can I ask, what's Fisher doing now?
The awful thing is, for a moment there, I tried to think. I actually...
Time to take a guess, Lee. What are you going to say?
Oh, well, trust me, this won't be a guess.
I think this is not true.
Not true?
If it is, I'm worried for Fisher's welfare.
No, Fisher doesn't exist.
I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight thinking about Fisher.
There is no Fisher.
Come on, Lee, what's it going to be? Truth or lie?
Lie.
Let's put Fisher quietly to rest and say it's a lie.
OK, it's a lie.
It's a lie. OK. Andy, is it true or is it a lie?
There is no Fisher, but it is true.
So what happened to Fisher, then?
Yes, it's true. Andy did write and hand in homework for an imaginary classmate. Now, remember, it's funny to have imaginary friends at school, but when you start signing on for them, it's fraud. Diane, you're next.
When I travel by tube, I like to see how many strangers I can make yawn by yawning myself. My record is 9 in one carriage.
David's team.
Well, let's see how good you are at faking a yawn.
Oh, that's good.
Although I have been speaking, so it's not a test.
Gabby's gone. Gabby's gone.
I will. Yeah.
I'm feeling a bit...
I yawned earlier when you were talking about it earlier.
That's good, David. Brilliant.
This would be great for the trail. Coming up on BBC One.
Yeah.
Your record was, what was it?
9.
9, and how long a tube journey was that?
I think I started at Cockfosters, and I think I'd ended up at Piccadilly Circus. I remember where I was going, actually.
You started at Cockfosters?
That's the end of the line, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, at the end of the line. Isn't it? Well,
Do you live at Cockfosters?
I live thereabouts.
The reason I'm inquiring about Cockfosters is that obviously it's a well-known station name.
Yes.
Because all of the Piccadilly line trains going in one direction are going to Cockfosters. And I think
Going
therefore...
from Cockfosters is...
Or going from. Obviously, I'm aware that you have to... The same number of trains have to come from there as go to there, otherwise they'll end up stockpiling. I I'm not denying that many trains emanate from cockfosters. What I'm thinking, though, is that you were thinking, oh, what tube journey could this have been? And the name cockfosters came into your head because you've seen it so many times on the display in the station. And that's making me think that you're lying.
When I say to people about that end of the line, people just, it's like it's Brigadoon. It's not, it's there.
Yeah.
People live there, there are lovely houses.
No. Cockfosters is a fictional place. Like Narnia.
That's where Fisher lives.
When you yawn, Diane, do
Yeah.
you, in order to draw attention to the fact that you're yawning and spread your yawn, more effectively, do you make any noise? Do you just do a...
Yawning isn't the noisiest of...
Oh, you can do it noisy. I do it.
See,
I do it to...
That's how I yawn. My wife loves it.
For the great... That's all. Yawn like...
That's all yawn.
That's not more! I often say when I yawn. Kill me now! I say when I'm tired.
Diane, one thing that troubles me about this is that you are, because of EastEnders, a very recognisable face.
Yeah.
I would have thought you'd be wanting to...
We yawn.
Not draw... Well, I'm not saying nobody in EastEnders yawns. Certainly the viewers, for one. What I'm saying is... What I'm saying is that someone who is in the public eye often doesn't want to draw attention to themselves.
Interesting enough, of course, if you're yawning, you look less like yourself. So it could be a way of not drawing attention to yourself by going...
I don't think, Lee, that at any point...
I genuinely do that. If I'm in a situation, like, where there's... It's not often it happens, but people recognise me, I'll slightly change the shape of my face. I'll sort of go... I'll go. My name's Fisher. I live in Cockfosters.
So what are you going to say, David?
It could be true. My instinct is that it's not.
I know. I think she was so genuinely enthusiastic when she told it. And if she's only just seen that and it's a lie, then I'm not sure she'd have quite that enthusiasm.
But she is an
Really?
actress.
Yeah.
In EastEnders...
How very I'm going, yeah.
You think it's... So your instinct is it's true, and your instinct is it isn't?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's not true. That's my instinct.
OK, so I'm 2 to 1. I'm
So we're going to say we think it's a lie.
Diane, truth or lie?
It's a lie.
Oh, well...
Yes, it's a lie. Diane does not see how many strangers she can make yawn when she travels by tube. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Kevin. So, first of all, Christian, what is Kevin to you?
Well, this is Kevin, and he's the surgeon who performed the operation after I swallowed one of the pieces from the board game Operation.
Diane, could you explain how you know Kevin?
This was Kevin, but he is such a big EastEnders fan that last year he changed his name by deed poll to Albert Square.
So, finally, Lee, your relationship with Kevin.
This is Kevin. He has worked as my bum double.
There we are. So, Christian's toy surgeon, Diane's real-life Albert Square, or Lee's cheeky friend. David's team, where do you want to start?
Well, yeah, what a barrage of plausibility. Christian, what piece from Operation was inside you?
It was the wishbone.
How old were you when you swallowed the wishbone?
About 23.
Why did you swallow it then?
Well, we were at medical school. And it was a sort of a dare. I have a friend who has, should we say he's got a tremor? I bet him, I said, you cannot remove all of the pieces from operation without setting off the big red buzzy nose. And if you can, I will swallow a piece of your choice.
We've got a picture here just to show you. You had little metal pincers, and you had to get the little plastic pieces. There was the Adam's apple, the broken heart.
What's the scale of this?
It's about yay big.
So the wishbone thing, that's the thing...
Oh, it's small.
Small.
Where did it get stuck?
It got stuck in my lower esophagus. And the next day, I had a sharp pain, and I coughed, and a little bit of blood sort of puked up a little bit. And
I'm
I thought
feeling
there
a
might be
bit
something
faint
wrong.
now. OK, a bit of blood. Nothing. It's not going to get worse, is it, than blood?
Well, yeah, it would if I'd left it.
So this blood was coming from your stomach?
It had just stuck in the side of the esophagus.
Yeah, but it must have... You don't just... It must have cut something, doesn't it? You don't just bring blood up with things being stuck, do you?
Oh, I feel well.
Well, you have a sphincter at the lower end of your esophagus that stops food coming up into it. Yeah. And that sphincter had closed onto this spiky little bit of plastic, and that's exactly what happened.
So it's all right. It's just like a shoe getting caught in a door.
And what sort of procedure was it to have it removed? Do they have to hack you open, pull the flesh back off, take a big hand, a big claw, blood is coming out like that, spurting over the face of the surgeon. There's blood everywhere. They're reaching and pulling out organs and intestines, and then a little creature goes, and then they get the little piece. Or was it keyhole?
Was it just a small camera with a little grabber on the end that went down there and grabbed it and pulled it out?
OK, so do you want to move on to another suspect?
Yes. Diane. Kevin's name is now Albert Square.
Yeah.
How did you come to meet such a weird person?
He's a fan of the show. We see our fans a lot. Kevin waits outside... Sorry, Albert waits outside Elstree Studios for us to drive in and out, and we stop and we sign autographs.
And he has cufflinks on, I notice. Unusual, isn't it, for a fan to kind of hang outside the show? Well, no, somebody who stands outside of Elstree, I wouldn't imagine him to be kind of
perfectly decent, good people. What are you saying?
Well, he is dressed at the moment, I would say, more like...
He's not one of the
somebody who has an office job, and those hours don't necessarily collude with filming times.
Very clever. How you
Does he look like a surgeon to you?
Could be a surgeon.
Could be a surgeon.
Yes.
Can I just say, if we're talking about his looks, he's got a nice bum.
What did he say what he was hoping to achieve through changing his name?
This is the thing. I mean, there are people that absolutely love the show, and this is just something... I can't explain it for you.
You see, I would say the standard response to loving the show would be to watch the show.
Fans do weird things, though, don't they?
Right, so, Lee.
Yes?
In which of your glamorous film roles was a bum double required?
It wasn't a film role. It was in my situation comedy, Not Going Out. You may have heard of it. Don't cat. If he has to start it, it doesn't count.
What is wrong with your bottom?
There's nothing wrong with my bottom.
Why couldn't they use your bum?
Yeah.
I didn't want to get my bum out on national television. It's fair enough, isn't it?
Why should Kevin have to get his? Sorry, Albert have to get his out.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the
it's
question.
Kevin. If it's the bum, it's Kevin. Unless they're all true. A brilliant surgeon becomes obsessed with EastEnders.
What was the scene?
The character I play, she's very similar to me, actually,
Yeah.
was in an adult movie, and at the end, I was hung upside down and whipped by a lady also playing someone in the adult movie industry.
Could Kevin turn around so we could see his bottom?
Yes, Kevin would. Would you turn around, please, Kevin, so we could see your bottom? Thank you. And would you like Lee to...
Could you, Lee, please stand up and turn
Lee,
around
would
so
you
we
come
can
and
see
stand?
Of
your...
course, no problems at all.
Can you turn around and lift your jacket up?
This is like a really strange police lineup, isn't it?
Lee's bottom is about half a size bigger than
You
Kevin's.
what?
Has this episode gone out, Lee? Or is
I
it
don't know,
gone-
but if the question that you asked about us getting up doesn't get in, they'll just think I'm having a wee break. broken, by the way.
Are you satisfied? Kevin, you can turn back round now. Thank you very much. So what are you thinking?
I think he's called Albert Square.
Dear.
You think it's Christian, don't you?
I did think it was Christian. I'm between Christian and Lee.
But the bet is odd. I'll swallow one of these bits of plastic.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I believe that.
Well, the thing is, there's no massive logical problem with any of
No.
those. They're all stories
good
that sort
stories,
of
yeah.
hold water, but also are unusual. How entertaining for the nation. It could be any of them. Could be any of them. I think when you don't know, you should pick the middle one. Lee.
So you're saying it's Lee?
Yeah.
OK. So, Kevin, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Kevin, and I did indeed play Lee's bottom double in Not Going Out.
Yes, Kevin was Lee's bum double, and, excitingly, we've got a picture. Look at that. That is...
You didn't mention the donkey.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Thanks a lot.
Which brings us to our final round, quickfire lies. We start with... Lee.
I shaved off a beard I had been growing for weeks because I didn't want David to think I was copying him.
David. On the team with two beards.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
About 2 months ago.
What was it that alerted you to the fact that I had grown a beard?
Well, I looked at you and you had a beard. Are you all right? Are you having a breakdown?
Were you ever together in the same room with beards?
We did a radio show together, and you had a beard, and then he doesn't remember the radio show. Look at his eyes, glazed over. Who the hell is this man? I thought he was my driver. Do you recognise me now? Hello, Mr. Davis. Very nice beard. And then about a couple of months later, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I invited you round to my house for dinner.
Yes, I remember that.
Thank God for that. And you came.
I was there as well.
Rob was there too.
What a cosy picture we're painting.
Yes. We were all there, all together, and we sat in this position. I sat on my table. Rob there. David was sat on the other room.
And at that point, had you shaved your beard off?
I have a beard quite a lot when I'm at home, when I'm not doing a telly show. And then I'll get rid of it if I'm doing a telly show. And I said something to my wife like, actually, David's got a beard. He might think I've grown a beard to copy him. And I've just said that as a joke, but it festered.
So many of your jokes do.
So I thought, I'll give him a bit of a chance. I'll shave the beard off so he doesn't think, and there's no unsaid tension.
So you shaved it off there and then?
I shaved it off about 10 minutes before you came round.
So what are you going to say, David? Truth or lie?
It's a very caring portrait of himself.
Yeah, it is.
Somebody...
You might have thought about that before you came on, Andy, actually.
It seems that Lee's very worried about your feelings. I mean, it's very touching.
I wouldn't go that far.
OK, David.
I think we think it's true. Yeah.
All right. Lee, truth or lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Yes, it's true. Lee did shave off his beard because he didn't want David to think he was copying him. Next. It's Christian.
Possession.
OK, now look at that thing next to you with a drape over it. First of all, pop that up onto the desk, keeping it hidden under the drape. And then before you unveil the object, would you read the card out, please?
This is my monkey, Elsie. She watches over me while I sleep.
And now please reveal Elsie.
I'm so sorry, David. She could have shaved.
This is a dead monkey, isn't it?
Yeah, you should know.
Oh, no, love. Look at that
Is Elsie stuffed?
No, she's very well trained.
What disappointed her so badly when she died? What was...
Dying.
Death.
So where did you find Elsie? Did you kill her yourself?
I was flicking through a magazine of interiors, and in the magazine was an advert for a shop that sells fireplaces.
And monkeys.
And on the fireplace was an arrangement of objets, including the monkey. So I phoned up the place that sold fireplaces and said, "Oi, give us your monkey." And they did.
What's the story with the tiara?
But just out of interest, completely separate subject. Does anyone think that Camilla will ever become queen? What do you think? I just thought I'd throw it open, just have a discussion. What do you think? I didn't mean the monkey with the crown.
Wait, and that's genuinely a stuffed monkey.
Can we have a look at it? Shall we go? Have a look at it?
That is genuinely a stuffed monkey, yeah.
Are we allowed to inspect it?
Yeah, you can inspect his monkey if you want to.
Why don't we bring the monkey to you?
Yeah, look, what are you doing, all three of you? You look like an act you'd have had in the Royal Variety Show in the 1970s.
I'm happy enough to stretch my legs at this point.
I'll bring it to you.
All right.
Come on.
I'm just wandering around.
Come on, I'll bring it to you.
It's chaos.
Join me, come on, join me.
Can we have a look at the tiara?
I've left the tiara.
Yes, let's have a look at the tiara.
Where's the tiara?
God, it's terrifying.
You know when you're asleep, Christian, and you wake up in the middle of the night and she's looking down on you with that glum expression, doesn't it unsettle or unnerve you?
No, I find her very sort of soothing.
Monkey!
So what are you going to say, David? Is it the truth or is it a lie?
I'm going to hand that back. I think you should be insuring that.
Not for theft, I wouldn't have said. Not for theft.
It looks like he's just won a wildlife BAFTA.
Is it the truth? Is this a tall story or is it
You
the
think
truth?
it's a lie?
Yes.
I think we all think
I
it's a
think
lie.
it's a lie.
I think Christine's a very good actor.
So you're saying that it is then
a lie.
A lie.
A lie.
OK. Christian, was it the truth or was it in fact a lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Very well played.
Yes, that was all true. Christian does have a stuffed monkey who watches over him while he sleeps. And that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have won by 4 points to 2. But it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week this week is Andy Hamilton. Yes, Andy Hamilton, a man whose stories are as fake as the smile on his face after 4 months of filming with those kids on Outnumbered. Good night.
Droll but razor sharp, Reginald D. Hunter keeps it topical on Have I Got News For You in a moment. And then Lee Mack has a personal problem that needs some attention. Not going out at 9:30.